Happy Saturday, everybody. Susie and Jason here for a community class starting in about 2 minutes. This class is appropriate for families, kids, parents, grandparents, dog, cat, anyone in your house. Maybe not the goldfish.
Right.
But important to have community around us this time of seclusion. So here's my community. And we just wanted to show you guys some friendly faces. We're still out here holding space for you and really hoping for this to be over quickly so we can get back to our normal lives.
Right, we miss your energy here. I mean, it's really noticeable when we're here just by ourselves that the energy that you guys bring is such an important thing. I mean, we really appreciate it.
So Jason's going to be up front with me today for a first, which is really fun. But he'll be showing his version of some of the poses as I show mine, and you guys can find your own. And this class really created the whole concept of Yoga is Served. This class has been together. This was the first class that we put together when I was still teaching over at Apostle Presbyterian, and we found so many people. I'm going to guess that the people tuning in right now have been in the many interesting rooms at Apostle Presbyterian with us.
Right.
So very happy Saturday, everybody. And let's get started. Let's get started with our class. A little bit of focus on hips today, opening up through the breath, opening up through the spine, and just an overall general feeling of goodness, of energy. So again, make sure your phones are off, grab your kids, grab your cat, and let's get started. If you have a blanket handy or a big thick beach towel, that can be a nice little handy tool to sit on. You can bring it into a nice comfortable level for you, lifting hips up. And then finding easy pose. If knees don't want to be bent today, you can stretch them out long. And hands come to your lap. Actually, let's bring the palms up. Rest your right hand down, your left hand on top. Bring your thumbs to touch, the palms facing up. Just let them rest right there at the center of your lap. Drop your eyes closed and start to breathe here. Start right here in class with some breath just to find focus, just to tell our brain that we're stopping, for a minute to bring some breath, some space, some nourishment into our bodies, into our minds, into our spirit. Breathe slowly and deeply. Notice the belly opening. Notice the lungs opening. And our yoga mat is always our place to find a little bit of safety and security. This place where we can come and have all the feels. And this place where we can change and grow. So lift tall here. We'll take about 5 more breaths. Just feel your palms resting. Feel the thumbs touching together. Feel the length in your neck. Gently open. Bring your arms away from each other and then stretch them up overhead and roll into the wrists a few times. Just bringing a little bit of energy, getting rid of stagnancy. Take some deep breaths into the sides of the ribs. Roll always into your wrists that you can think of, and even flex and point into the heels of the wrists. And then come down to gratitude arms a few times, and then bring the arms back up. And gratitude arms, and arms back up. Just stretching here across the chest and bringing some movement into the shoulder blades. We'll do this a few more times, just coming to gratitude arms, and then arms up. Slow, easy breathing. Left hand comes down to the earth, which is your right hand. Right arm reaches up, 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 press into the sit bone, reach up, inhale. And as you exhale, flex over, find a side stretch. Open up through the heart here, look up through, or look up toward the sky. Eyes can close, but have this feeling of openness, of lift here. Our yoga practice can really help us to change our mood, to change the course of our day, just with where our energy is flowing here. Inhale, open up. Exhale, sigh it out. And press through the sit bones, reach the arms up, and then right arm down, left arm up. Sink the left sit bone into the earth as you reach the arm up and over. And then roll open into the chest, face looking up, even if eyes are closed. Just feel this sense of stretch and opening in the side of your ribs here. And press down into the sit bones, reach up into the arms. Wiggle the fingers this time. Bring the hands back behind you, palms press in, roll back to the sit bones. Uncross the legs, roll into the ankles a few times, and then we'll change the cross of our legs, coming back up to easy pose. And hands come to your knees, lifting tall, flex out through the heels of the legs. Versus the heels of the hands, which I guess we do have. Those right hand presses into the knees, start to open up into the left chest. That left hand will reach back behind you. Then again, lift up through the heart, lift up through the eyes, shoulder blades hugging together, the spine twisting, those sit bones pressing in. Wringing out any stagnancy here, twisting in the morning, such a fun way to rev up that internal motor. Take another breath. Let it out. And come back through center. Left hand comes to the knee. Right arm comes back behind you as you twist open. Even if you can reach that arm over to the right knee, I want you to keep left hand on left knee, helping you to open up into the heart. That right hand supporting you, lift up into the face, shoulder blades back together, bringing yourself out and breathing deeply into the belly. Roll yourself back to center, nice and tall through the spine. Wiggle the hips a few times. And then come on up and over. We'll find tabletop position and cat-cow stretch. Knees on top of the blanket if you'd like. If you're not using a blanket today, you can bring a little padding by just rolling the mat up a little bit. Hands under the shoulders, tops of the feet pressing in. Turn your fingers out just a little bit. Just bring a little bit of comfort into those arms here. And sway the weight here gently side to side, coming into your breath again, just becoming aware. If you're holding on to stress, nervousness, tiredness, worry, just let that go with an open mouth exhale. Come back to center. We'll flow with our breath into cat-cow. Cow position, the belly button drops down and you curl the tailbone up, you curl the heart up and open, elbows can bend. Exhale as you curl and round, hands press in, spine reaches up, tailbone tucks. Then move here with your breath, inhaling as you find that upside down umbrella shape, and exhale as you curl and round, getting rid of the air. Keep going here. If you are participating with your kids or your cat, or hey, if you just want to, you can feel free to make the noises of our animals that we're mimicking here, mooing as you come up to your cow pose. And meowing as you curl and round to your cat pose. Moo. It does mess up your breathing though. And meow. I don't know what that sound was, but it's one for the record books now. 2 more. And last one. Curling round to your cat pose. And then relax back to child's pose. And we'll take 10 breaths here. Child's pose, you can have your knees wide apart, arms reaching forward. If that doesn't feel quite right, you can bring the knees closer together and stretch the arms back. If you come to a place where forehead can press into the earth, focus in on that connection. If the forehead doesn't come to the earth, maybe you can make fists, a little mountain with your fists, bringing the ground up toward you. Just soften into your breath here. Again, this class is appropriate for young and not so young. Anyone who wants to just find a little bit of calm and peace and space in the body. Breathe deeply here, just cultivating gratitude, cultivating love. Start to come on up. Finding tabletop position. Let's come down to forearm tabletop position. Elbows right under the shoulders, palms pressing in. And move here forward and back, just into the hip and shoulder joints, just gliding forward and back, finding a little bit of ease. Noticing if you hear any adjustments that the joints make. You can bring the elbows and the knees a little wider if this is feeling a little too stuck for you today. We're coming to stillness on the forearms. Left leg. Going to flex back, lifting up into the leg and roll into the ankles. Notice how just the act of bringing that left foot up just makes this a balance pose as well. The elbows pressing the ground away to keep the shoulders engaged. Make sure you're going both ways in that ankle. Slow, deep breathing. And then bend into the knees, send that heel up toward the ceiling. Inhale. As you exhale, curl and round, bring the knee toward the nose. Inhale, open up, lift that heel up. Exhale, curl and round, bring the knee toward the nose. One more. Come back to center, relax back to child's pose, take a few breaths. Forehead to the earth, or if you've turned one cheek to the earth, you can turn the other. Soften into the breathing and notice differences in your legs and your shoulders. Slowly glide back up, finding first tabletop position so you can get the alignment of your joints correct. And then coming down to your forearms as you're ready, elbows under the shoulders. Shift the weight just a little to that left knee and the right leg comes back. Notice already or right away it's a balance pose when you bring that knee up and roll into that right ankle, going into a full slow range of motion. Go one way and the other, and then go back again. And flex and point into that ankle, wiggle the toes. And then bend into the knee, that heel presses up toward the sky, glutes are engaged, inhale. As you exhale, curl and round into the spine, bring the knee toward the nose. Just two more, feel that movement in the hips and the shoulders, inhale and exhale, curl and round. One more, cheer for that left leg here as it gets some strength as we move. Lift it up, bring it down and relax back, child's pose. Slowly but surely bringing in some mobility and heat into those hips, creating a little bit of change and openness for our day. And come on up and back into tabletop position. Stretch back into plank pose, and then lift those hips up, downward facing dog. Pedal into the feet, bending one knee, then the other. Walk your dog or dance your dog. Watching out for your blanket if it's still in the middle of your mat. Bend your knees and walk forward. Find a wide-legged ragdoll. Knees can bend, arms dangle down toward the earth, or you can hold opposite elbows. Take slow, deep breaths here in this upside down position. Feel your weight settle into your feet. Your exhales relaxing. And find a half lift. Hands to your shins. Inhale, look down to the earth. Exhale, fold in. While we're folded in, if that blanket is still by you, go ahead and move it out of your way. Let's take another half lift. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, fold in. All the way up, press through your feet, reach through your arms, stretch it up. hands to your heart, Tadasana pose. Thumbs come to the sternum, toes together. And take a few breaths here. Sending love out to the community, sending love out to the universe. Bring your hands down to your sides. Let's warm up a little into those hips with a wide-legged stance. Bringing ankles somewhere in the vicinity between your elbows and your wrists. Toes are going to point forward. And then bring your hands to your hips, lift up nice and tall through the heart. Shoulders drop down and wiggle here gently side to side into the hips. Few breaths. Stillness into the hips. Send that tailbone straight down toward the earth. Start to bend into the knees and send the tailbone back toward the horizon of the floor and the wall. Lift up into the chest. And then bring your hands to your thighs. Maybe even rolling that the thigh open a little bit, hands or palms to the quads, and move here gently side to side. Lifting up into the heart, try not to collapse shoulders. Being on camera makes you very aware of how your posture is. Right. And sit those hips back and down even further, arms up, gratitude arms. Take a breath, cheer for yourself, feel that heat coming into the legs, lift up into the toes, really engage. Inhale here, right elbow to right hip, left for you, Jason. As you exhale, come into this little lateral stretch, staying in gratitude arms, come through center, inhale, and left elbow, left hip. Come through center, feel that strength, exhale, bring elbow to hip. Back through center, opening the chest. One more time, each side coming through center, elbows in line with each other, shoulders flexing away from or toward each other, and last side. Come back to center. Arms come down, straighten the legs, heel toe in just a little, and then hands to your hips. Let's send those hips back and down, coming into just a half lift in our wide-legged forward fold here. Hands can slide to your shins or your thighs. Lift up into the toes again. Send the sit bones back and down. Lengthen through the back of the neck and take a few breaths here. Really powering through the back of the legs, creating some stretch in those hamstrings. If it's okay for you, maybe fingertips come down to the earth. And if it's okay, maybe you'll fold in just a little bit more as you find some space in the back of the body. You can heel toe the feet out a little bit. You can start to use the hands to help pull you into a deeper forward fold. Forward folds are one of the great mysteries of the world, I feel. They are absolutely invitation only. You just have to use the breath and patience to open up. As you inhale, come into a half lift, let your fingertips come to the earth. Exhale, fold in. 2 more, inhale. Fingertips to the earth, lengthening out. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, fold in. Come up to your half lift, float your hands to your hips. Lift up through the toes. And then slowly press yourself up. Heel toe your feet back together. And step to the top of your mat. Tadasana pose. Let's move in through some half salutes. Feet pressing in. Heart lifting up, shoulder blades back and down. Roll your palms open, soften your eyes, lift up through the heart. As you inhale, lengthen the arms up, stretch through the lungs. Exhale, fold in from the hips, slow and steady. Lift your heart, half lift, lengthen out. And exhale, fold, listen to the sound of your breath. Press through your feet, reach through the arms, stretch it up. Hands to your heart, grateful for this beautiful day. A few more, inhale, reach, stretch, lengthen, find your space. Exhale, fold in from the hips. Lift your heart and fold. Press through your feet, reach through the arms, strong legs, strong spine. Hands to your heart, grateful for this breath. Inhale. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, fold. Press through your feet, reach through the arms, keep them reaching up, step the feet mat distance, and just stretch and reach here. Energize the body. Yoga in the morning, so great to open up and find that space. Let your feet come up a little bit. You can get freestyle into it. Just stretch, stretch. And the feet will stay hip distance. Hands will come to your hips. Lift up nice and tall into the heart. Take a breath here. Let it out. One more. From hands on hips, slide your hands back behind you. The backs of the hands to the sternum, the palms pressing out into this heart opening, this chest opening stretch. Open up through the collarbones, the elbows coming back behind you. Hi.
Hi.
For those of you who know Jason and I, you know that we found yoga together about 6 years ago, and this really does remind me of us just doing yoga in our living room in front of our screen with our teachers. So it is nice to be here with you guys. Let's open up into that heart one more time. Let it shine. Feet will stay where they are. Relax the arms around. Left arm to right shoulder, right arm to left shoulder. Eagle hug. Flex those arms down to, against your sternum. Lift up through your neck. And then tuck your chin in. Feel the weight of your hands on your shoulders. Feel the weight of your arms on your chest. A scientific hug right here. Just making your world smaller and letting that contact of arms to sternum release oxytocin in the body. This is a literal and physical signal to just feel better. in the moment and feel better whenever you need it. Lift up through the face. Stretch those arms out wide. And give yourself a hug on the other side, just switching how the arms were. The hands come right back to the shoulders. The arms press in, lift through the neck, tuck the chin in. Make sure you have comfort in your legs here as we stand. A little bend in your knee, or even sway your weight here gently side to side. It takes the brain about a minute to notice this signal, to release that oxytocin. Breathe into the back of your body here. Feel the spread of your shoulder blades as you just hug forward here. One more breath. Lift up into the heart. Relax the arms down. Bend into the knees a few times. Bring your toes to touch, Tadasana pose. Flex down through the feet. Roll those palms open. As you inhale, lift up, press up, look up. Exhale, fold forward from the hips, slow and steady, knees can bend. Lift your heart. Bend your knees, step back, downward facing dog. And move around here again if you'd like. At any time you need to, take your knees, feet pressing in, hands pressing in, hips lifting up. Take a few breaths in this upside down position. And knees come down to the earth. You can bring the blanket back in if you'd like, which I would like. A little bit of comfort here, and we're going to move into a few low lunges, but with a variation or two. So coming up into kneeling position, knees hip distance from the hips, I was going to say, or knees hip distance from each other. Pressing down into the tops of the feet. Let's bring hands to the sacrum again. Roll those elbows open, lift up through the heart. And take a few breaths here in this lifting pose, this anti-slouch and anti-sadness. Those elbows toward each other. Relax the arms down, roll the wrists. And weight will shift here into the right knee. Bring your hands to your hips. Weight will shift into the right knee. I think you actually do your right knee. All right. And left foot comes forward. Knee and ankle stay in line with each other on both legs. You don't want to actually lunge forward, but stay in this more S shape with the legs. Hips square, shoulders square. And let's bring arms back behind us. Palms pressing toward each other. If your fingers will interlace, do so now. That palms press toward each other, lifting up into the heart. Feel that left foot pressing in. Feel the top of that right foot pressing in. Inhale, come open, gratitude arms. Exhale, twist toward your front leg. From this twist, take a breath. Let it out. Come back through center. twist away from that leg. And then your arm's gonna come down to the earth, elbow pressing the knee away, and top arm just reaching up, look up. Nice. If fingers don't come all the way to the earth comfortably without collapsing forward, you can do just as my wonderful man is doing here, just opening up, bringing the fingers up off of the earth so that you can stay lifted in the chest, open, and then come back up to this lifted spine, roll back to center, gratitude arms, and then shift the hands down to the earth and come back to your knee, your tabletop, shift back to child's pose, take a breath. And slowly start to come on up. Coming back to that tall kneeling position, knees wide apart, tops of the feet pressing in, hands to your sacrum, fingers pressing down, lift up into the heart, shoulder blades back together. Variation of camel pose, a very gentle variation of camel pose. This is a nice thing to do outside in the grass, maybe lifting the heart up to the sunshine, up to that beautiful sky that we have today. If you were up early as we were, the sunrise was very briefly and intensely beautiful. Nice to see after all of the clouds we've been having. Take another breath. Relax the hands now to the hips. Shift the weight over to that left knee and right foot comes out in front this time. That little S shape continuing for both legs. It's ankle to knee, knee to hip, then hip to knee and knee to ankle. Lifting tall here. Come to your gratitude arms, elbows in line with the shoulders, palms in line with the elbows. Lift up through the heart, inhale. And as you exhale, twist toward your front leg, finding that closed twist. Inhale, come back through center. And exhale, open up. From here, that right arm is going to come down to the earth, or maybe close to the earth, pressing the knee away. Left arm reaching straight up, eyes going up. Stretching through the collarbones. Feeling that sense of groundedness under your right foot and left knee. Inhale. And exhale, slowly start to lift back up. Come back to center. And hands frame the foot, relax back. Child's pose. The sequence, hopefully you're not only feeling it in your hips, you're also feeling it in your lumbar spine. When we come up to that baby camel pose, we're really coming into a heart opener, a back bend. And then child's pose, of course, a heart opening forward bend. Let's come on up. Find just a little bit more like that, coming to your kneeling position. Hands to your hips. Shift the weight here into the right knee. And left foot comes forward, so you'll, okay. Pressing into that front foot, lift up into the heart. And from here we're going to glide forward. Hands can stay on your hips, or for a little bit more of a challenge, come to gratitude arms. Inhale here. And as you exhale, lunge forward and down, trying to keep the knee and ankle in line with each other. My friend Jason here should slide that heel forward just a little bit. Inhale here, and coming up just to parallel, and exhale, lunge forward. Maybe that heel needs to scooch up. Lift up into the heart, lift up into the hips. Exhale, press forward, 2 more. And last one. Lunge forward, right hand to the earth, left arm reaches up, low lunge with a twist. If you're feeling stuck in the shoulders, that right hand can reach out just a little bit further. Inhale, open. And exhale, frame the foot, slide back, kneeling pose, and come on up. Hands to the hips. Weight shifts to the left knee, right foot comes forward. Make sure the heel's far enough away that you feel that you'll be able to go forward into that lunge. And hands can stay here, tailbone pressing down as you lift up into the heart, or you can come to gratitude arms if this is too much for shoulders though. Feel free to bring hands to your hips. Inhale, lift up tall, open the chest, and exhale, lunge forward, check in with your knee and ankle, and then glide up, engaging into that front leg for some strength, and then melting into a hip stretch. 3 more. Lunge forward, frame, or left hand comes down, right arm comes up, find your low lunge with a twist. If you're feeling stuck in your shoulders, that left hand will step away from the midline just a little so you can really open up into the heart. Open toward the sky, inhale. And exhale. Frame the foot. Slide that right knee back. And child's pose. And stay here in child's pose if you'd like, or we'll take about 10 breaths in downward facing dog, finding a stretch in the back of our body. One more time. Take a few open mouth exhales. Just reminding yourself that you can empower your whole day just by bringing awareness to your breath. You can bring energy in through the inhale. Let fear and frustration out through the exhale. And knees come down. And we're going to come to lay on our back. You can keep the blanket handy if you'd like. Just kind of roll it out of your way. You can add layers if you'd like, or socks. I am wondering where my socks are now. And then come on down to lay down, knees hugging into your chest. Grounding pose. Roll gently here side to side. If the arms aren't quite long enough today, you can keep them on the ground as you just bring the knees toward the chest, toward the belly, and roll around here gently side to side. to the earth, knees stay bent, and bring your arms down to your sides. When we come into this position, which I always call lowered bridge pose, it's really nice to start at the shoulders. So press into the elbows, lift up into the heart, and roll those shoulder blades back together. And then from your shoulder blades down, lengthen into the spine, rolling the small of the back into the earth. And from the shoulder blades up, lengthen into the spine, bringing the head up a little bit, lengthening into the back of the neck, and then bringing the head back down to the earth. And take a breath here. Right knee hugs into the belly. Reach up and you can interlace the hands around the shin or around the thigh. If that doesn't work for you, arms can stay at your sides. And take a breath here. Exhale, really hug belly toward the thigh. And then let your left knee open out into a bound angle pose. Right leg hugging in, left leg opening out to bound angle pose, the shoulder blades pressing in. And just be with the breath here. The exhales helping you to release tension out of both hips. Left leg comes back to center. Right ankle crosses at the left thigh, flexing through the heel. And pigeon pose, you can stay right here, or you can hug the leg in or both legs in. If you're just going to use a one-legged variation, you'll just use your arms or maybe even a strap to pull the right leg toward you. You can also use both legs. Interlacing the hands around the thigh. Just allow ease here with the breath and with the muscles, just giving yourself time to relax. Start again. Bring the left foot down. Unwind the right leg. Hug it back into your belly. And then stretch left leg long for wind release pose. And roll here into the right ankle a few times. If it's too much for the hips to straighten the left leg, you'll just keep it bent. Gently hug left leg into the belly as well. And the right foot will go down to the earth. Switching sides. Be with the breath for a round, feeling that belly open. And the whole body relax on the exhale. And then from here, that right knee opens out, bound angle pose, shoulders relaxing down, left leg hugging in. Not only stretching hips here and focusing in on the breath, this is also very stimulating for the digestive system. The science of yoga carries so many hidden benefits for the human body, for the human mind, for the human mood. Just breathe here, releasing what you need to release and allowing fresh air to come in. Start to close into, or bring that right knee back up, the sole of the right foot to the earth. And then pigeon stretch, that left ankle crosses at the thigh, flexing through the heel. Stay here or hug in with the arms or hug in with both legs. Eyes closed, jaw relaxed. Can add a little movement if that feels nice to you. It can help you to release. Right foot comes down. Left knee comes hugging in again, and then right leg goes long onto the earth, roll into the left ankle a few times, going all ways you can think of. Right knee comes hugging in. Heels press up toward the ceiling. You can hold onto the thighs here for this version of Happy Baby. If it's okay for you though, you can reach up and find your ankles, or maybe find the outside edges of the feet, the heels of the feet pressing up, the tailbone flexing down, and move here gently side to side. Open mouth, exhale. And bring stillness into your Happy Baby. 5 more breaths. Notice the whole length of the back of your body pressing in. Soles of the feet come together, upside down butterfly or upside down bound angle pose. You can flap those wings a few times, knees opening out and then coming closer together. The knees come together, feet come down to the earth, arms stretch out. Rearrange yourself back into your lowered bridge pose. Elbows press in, lift up through the chest, and then arrange the spine down from the shoulders and the spine up from the shoulders. Feet pressing in hip distance. As you inhale, lift up through the hips, chest comes towards the chin. We'll move in rolling bridge. Exhale as you roll back down, giving your spine a little massage here. Connect to the breath, inhaling as you lift up, roll up to the tops of the shoulders. Exhale as you roll down nice and slow. Only go as high as feels right to you, lifting up with the hips on the inhale, rolling down on the exhale. 2 more. Roll the hips down, hug the knees in. And right knee knee stays hugging in, the left leg goes long for our wind release pose. But from here, we're gonna come into our twist. So right knee is hugging in. Start to move that right leg over to the left side of the body. The right hip can pop up as much as you'd like it to. Try to bring comfort into the right leg and then stretch the right arm open, looking over the shoulder. Left hand can press the right leg into a deeper twist and have this feeling that you're wringing yourself out here in this full body twist. Open up into your chest, your lungs, connecting to gratitude, and it's sending love out to our community, sending love out to the universe. And come back to center with the face, come back to center with the legs. Hug both knees in. Roll around gently here, side to side. Eyes closed, jaw relaxed. Left leg stays hugging in, right leg goes long on the earth, resting it down. And we'll find that full body twist here. Left leg goes over to the right side of the body. Turn and look over the left shoulder. Right hand can press that left knee closer to the earth, twisting yourself out, wringing yourself out. The science of yoga helping us to become younger, healthier, smarter versions of ourselves. In this time of the whole world being quiet, we all really have an opportunity here to find some self-improvement and really quiet in. Take another breath here. Connect to your heart. And roll yourself back to center, both knees hugging in. Arms come out into a T shape, both knees hugging into the chest, and a double leg twist here, both knees over to the right. Turn and look over the left shoulder, our legs resting down. Backing off of any pose that feels too intense for you, just lifting out of it a little. And connect to your breath here, long spine, slow breath. Nurturing a sense of steadiness here, this quiet pose. Slowly come back through center. Knees come in, face comes in. Bring your arms to hug in for a moment. Give them a little rest. Roll side to side. And then arms stretch back out. Knees to the left, face to the right. Relax here into this full spinal twist. Breathe deeply into that belly. center, knees come center, face come center. And hug those knees in. Feet gently come down to the earth. We're going to come into a series of held poses here with a little bit of guided meditation. At this point in class, if you do want your socks or your sweatshirt back on, I invite you to do so now, because as we lay here, you might get a little bit chilly. So just bundle up again. And a fun fact about this very empty studio, we can't have the heat on while we're recording because it's too loud. So as you're ready and you have your bundles back on, come on down to lay down and bring your blanket close to you. If you have a blanket or beach towel thick enough that you can roll it up, give it a little roll so that you can create this pillow effect, and then set it to the side. And then we're going to come down. I'm going to face away from the camera as Jason stays right there so you can see both angles again. Laying down onto your back. We're going to walk the knees out, or the feet out, as wide as the mat. Take a moment here and arrange the spine from the shoulders down, and then from the shoulders up, palms facing up for now. Feet as wide as the mat, let the knees fall into each other. And right about here, I realize every time that I need my feet wider than the mat. So you might need that as well. Just depends on how long your legs are today. Knees pressing together. And then we're going to come back into our eagle hug. So right arm is going to cross over, bringing right hand to the left shoulder. And then opposite arm, left hand to right shoulder. Create a little sense of security in the back of the body, and let the hands, let the arms rest heavily into the sternum here. With the knees together and the feet wide apart, this directs that stretch into the small of the back, into the sacrum. And with the arms crossed this way, you're getting a little stretch into the shoulder blades, but you're also getting that weight into the heart and into the sternum, which is that signal for the brain to release oxytocin, which is literally the love hormone, the hormone that our brain secretes when we're happy. This is a way to bring that in purposefully and mindfully. Drop into your breath and just count all of the things that you have to be grateful for today. Very simply reach the arms out and change the cross of the arms coming right back in. The legs will stay as they are. Feel the weight of your arms on your chest as though you're getting a hug from someone who loves you. to your sides. Bring your knees back up. Walk the feet in. And then just stretch the legs out in front of you. Stretch the arms up overhead. Not quite to our Shavasana yet, but give yourself a full body stretch. Take the bend out of the knees for a moment. And then soles of the feet come back to the earth. Interlace your hands underneath your head, bringing elbows out to the sides, bringing a little pillow under the head with the hands, and then the knees will open out as well, mimicking the shape of the arms for bound angle pose. Soles of the feet pressed together, knees open out, elbows open out. Relax your breath again, eyes closed, jaw relaxed. In this time of seclusion, for some reason, the butterfly keeps coming into my mind, where we're all in this kind of cocoon phase of our lives where we've had to quiet into our house, quiet into our lives in a way that is really unheard of. It's never happened before. Some might even say it's unprecedented. But it is this opportunity to quiet in, to grow, to change. We can learn a language in 2 weeks. We can grow a six-pack abs in 2 weeks, or, maybe somewhere in there. You can really spend some time here painting walls and knocking cobwebs off, so that when we emerge stronger, smarter, and happier. Allow yourself to relax here. Several more slow moments. The knees opening out, the hips relaxing, the heart opening. Bringing your awareness to your joy, to your love, to your gratitude. Slowly start to bring the knees back together. And bring the arms down to your sides. And hug the knees in. And onto your toes and ankles here. Down, feet come down to the earth, knees stay bent. And we're gonna come into one more twist here before Shavasana. Stretch your arms out to a T shape, palms press down, knees fall over to the right. You can cross the right ankle at the left thigh here for this variation. Turn and look over the left shoulder and take 3 slow, deep breaths here. Where are you feeling this stretch? In the hip, in the ribs, in the belly, in the shoulders. And come back to center. And float the legs down to the other side. Left ankle can cross at the right thigh if you'd like. If it's too intense, you drop down. Take several slow breaths here. And come back to center. Unwinding the legs. Add any small movements that we didn't get to during class. You can stretch the body in any way here. And then as you're ready, we're going to stretch out for Shavasana. You can use the roll of your blanket under your head, or you can just cover up for warmth. You really want to become very comfortable for Shavasana. Shavasana, a tremendous place of rest and reset for the body, for the brain, for the heart. So as you start to stretch out into stillness here, let your toes roll open a little, just comfort and softness in your legs. Your palms resting upward toward the ceiling, toward the sky. Relax your eyes and your jaw and feel the back of the head make a deeper connection, a heavier connection with the earth, just literally quieting into this space that you've created for yourself. Allowing yourself to sink into this place of stillness, this very reassuring place to the psyche, that everything is okay. Listen to the sound of your breath and allow those exhales to soften you. Relax your shoulders, relax your arms. Relax the whole length of your spine, just mindfully and purposefully releasing muscle tension, allowing your bones to relax a little heavier in their place of rest. Relax your core, relax your abs. Feel that softness spread through your back, spread through your spine. Feel your lower hips, your glutes. Just relax into the earth. Really feel that anchoring in. Let that heaviness spread down through the whole of your legs. The thighs relaxing, calves relaxing. And just allow a few moments of absolute stillness, of absolute rest, so that the body can heal and will emerge happier and healthier. to the space that you are in, coming back to this moment, the only place where our life exists. A gentle movement to your hands and feet, wiggling fingers and toes. Yoga, a great place to come and reset in this world of unknown. Hug your knees to your chest and turn gently to your right side. Take a few breaths there. You can pillow your head with your hands if you'd like. Come on up into a comfortable seated position. Hands at your heart in a gesture of gratitude. One of the beautiful things about practicing at home is that if you feel like you need a longer shavasana, you can just go do so right now. You can just shut the screen off, close your eyes, and lay there until you want to get up again. And being able to broadcast like this together from this space that is usually so filled with community and laughter and fun and people. Oh, the people. It really is. We'll continue to do this. We'll continue to broadcast, and I continue to encourage you to show up live. If you have to catch a class later, that's perfectly fine. Yoga anytime is sublime for sure. But right now, in this crazy time of I don't want to say solidarity, was it solitaire confinement. It's nice to find a little solidarity here in this live face-to-face way of teaching and communicating. So hands at your heart, this gesture of gratitude, thanking yourself for showing up, thanking that beautiful sunshine for warming our faces, and just thanking the universe for this opportunity to be alive today. What's going to happen next? Let's end the class with the sound of 3 ohms. Nice, slow, deep inhale. Thank you for taking the time to take care of yourselves today. Namaste. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for being here.
Happy Saturday, everybody. Stay tuned to the website and the Facebook page, especially because we're going to be hosting Zoom calls Sunday, maybe even more often, just as a way to connect face-to-face. Everyone will be able to connect face-to-face. So it's called Zoom. You can go to zoom.com. I don't even think it's an app. I think you just go to the website and we all kind of connect. But we'll send those that information out sometime today so that we can get set up. Diane, Emmy, Deb, thank you so much for being here. There's one other person. I can't see the name and I don't want to touch the screen because it'll go away. But I know more of you showed up live, and we love you guys, and I can't wait to see how this all unfolds. So thank you for being here.
Bye.
I know, I talk so much.
That's fine.